So I totally like rigged that to like sit up and be propped up, so hopefully y'all can see me because I have no way, no way. I'm buying a monitor so that I can attach it to the top of the camera because my camera doesn't have one of those flip up screens. I actually bought one, but it didn't come with a battery plate, so anyway, long story short, soon I'll be able to see my face, so I won't have to awkwardly be all like, can you see me, in the beginning of every video. So what's up guys, I'm Andrea, for those of you who don't know me. Today I'm going to be showing y'all my daily makeup routine. It's fairly simple, just kind of like a natural look. I don't really like wearing a whole lot of makeup. I like just sort of like an easy but also like look like I'm wearing makeup but not. I don't really know how to describe it. So yeah, let's get into it. So what I start off with, I just took a shower, so that's why my hair is kind of like a hot mess right now. But I always start off with moisturizer, and I use CeraVe's Daily Moisturizing Lotion. This is the lotion that works best on my face. I've tried like 50 million different lotions, and I found that the most natural the product, the better for my skin, because I have oily skin. It just doesn't really like really thick like moisturizers, which I feel like a lot of stuff is nowadays, especially like ones that I've seen that have marketed towards oily skin are always ones that don't work well for me. As they say, don't forget your neck. Step 2 is primer. So I use Maybelline's Master Prime. I've noticed if I use primer, and this also has an SPF, I just realized that now, so that's awesome. My skin is just kind of more matte throughout the day, which is what I like. I put it on the like the T-zone area and just kind of rub it in this general area, but then like use whatever's left on the rest of my face. Ooh, sorry, my face is like really red because it's like really hot back here. Ooh. Okay, next step is Charlotte Tilbury's Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. You can use this as a primer or a foundation or over your foundation, I think. I use it kind of as a foundation, sort of. I don't really use a whole lot, but I just feel like it gives my skin that extra like glowy look, especially for summer. And I use a beauty sponge all over my face. So yeah, and then I just put a little bit on my neck. And that's that. Like, you can't really tell, especially since my face is freaking flushed because of the warmth back here. It just adds a little bit of like, I don't know if you can tell, like a little bit of like highlighty, glowy kind of look, which is 100% summer vibes. After that, I use the Instant Age Rewind Eraser by Maybelline. And this is honestly my favorite concealer. I feel like it works the best. I used to use, I've like kind of not used a little bit of everything, but I've used a lot of stuff just because I'm like really into trying out a bunch of different stuff, and I like to find like what works best for me, especially when it comes to skincare, because your skin is so like unique to you that if you don't find like that perfect combination, I feel like you're always gonna have problems. Like, I would always break out. It was just annoying because I didn't know why, but now I'm finally gotten to that point where like I really don't, unless like right now I am, which is weird, but I think it's just because it's been so hot here. I have been trying this new vitamin C serum, so that could be it. I don't know. So I put this underneath my eye just like this. I used to do it in triangles like that down here, which it is fairly low, but I used to do it lower, and it would just kind of like crease right here and get all gloppy, so I don't do that anymore. And I just blend it out with my beauty blender. And there we go. It's being a little funky today, but I'm also not going where, so I also don't care if it doesn't look perfect. Next step, I'm drinking my smoothie. I've kind of been on a weird journey with that face powder. I use CoverGirl Clean Professional. I use the translucent fair. I basically put the powder into the top of the lid like that. And then I do like this weird form of baking, but I don't know if this is technically right in what I'm doing, but I kind of like, I just call it baking because I feel like that's what it is, but I feel like I'm not doing it right, so don't come for me, beauty gurus. I'm just a person. But I go under my eye, like that. Then down to my nose right here, on my chin. Under my eye. On my nose. And then on my forehead. And then you just let it sit for like a little bit. Oh my gosh, and I almost have it all over my shirt. I went on YouTube and I was trying to find different tips and tricks for people with oily skin. Because I've always, like I said, had a hard time finding different products and different techniques and different things because my makeup would always turn out really cakey or just like not last throughout the day, and it's not cute. Like, no one wants to look like that, you know? I found a couple different videos and basically I'm combining a bunch of different tricks that they taught me, and this was one of them, and it was basically to bake the areas where you're most oily and you have those issues and the creases and stuff. And I would always get it under my eyes and right in my nose right here. I do it on my nose a little bit just because it gets shiny. My chin for sure, and then my forehead a little bit. And so I just let it sit. I don't really like set a timer or anything. I just kind of set it for a little bit since I'm not really going anywhere. There's no point in me waiting here for forever. But so I'm just gonna use one of these brushes and just kind of sweep under my eye, my nose, my chin. My forehead. And then I add more powder too to the areas that I haven't got. Ooh, that was a lot. Whoops. My face is so red because it's so warm back here. Perfectly mattified. This powder too is like the best face powder that I've ever used in my entire life. Like, no exaggeration. It just works really well. It lasts all day, and it's funny because my mom uses this, and her and I don't really talk makeup, so it was just kind of one of those things where you're like, dude, why have you been hiding this from me? Because it's like freaking the holy grail, at least for me. I mean, I know everyone has like their own preference and stuff, but it does what I need it to do. So I do this too. I did this in my last makeup routine video, and I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but this is just something that I do. I don't even know what made me decide to start doing this, but I've just been doing it for so long that force a habit. But I basically go in and I use, it doesn't really matter what palette, it's an eyeshadow palette. The one I'm using is the 24K Nudes by Maybelline. And it doesn't really matter what palette you use. I just get like a nude color and I go underneath my eye like that, and then I go on top of my eye, and it's basically to like mattify the top of the eye and then make sure that the bottom, like, there's not going to be any creases or anything like that as the day goes on. And it's worked really well for me, so that's just why I keep doing it, even though after baking I don't feel like I need it as much, but I still do it anyway. I have a love-hate relationship with my eyebrows. Right now I'm growing them out because I feel like I over-tweezed them a little bit, and so I'm trying to make them like more, I think I left the front end bigger than the like back end, and I want them to be more even, if that makes sense. I don't trust anyone with my eyebrows though, and I feel like I need to because they're professionals and they like know what they're doing, but I was just always afraid that like I was going to get them done by a professional and they would mess them up and I'd like just cry and suffer and fall into a deep depression, you know. What I do is I brush them out like I just did, and because I'm growing them out they're not going to look as clean as like they normally do, just a fair warning. But I use the Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo, And I use this end, and it's just like a little, like a pencil. And so what I do is I go in and just kind of fill in the spots that needed to be filled in. Eyebrows definitely like define your face. Like I feel like the shape of them and everything. And I've always been trying to like improve how I do them, just because like you ever see some girls' eyebrows and you're like, holy, teach me your ways. Like I want to be that person, you know, but I'm still learning. So if y'all have any tips and tricks for me, please let your girl know, because I need to know. As I'm putting in the product, I'm kind of brushing it through. And they look a little messed up right now, but don't you worry, this is only part one of the eyebrows, right? Next, we take this e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. This has literally changed my whole eyebrow game. What I do is I take one of the little thingies and I brush my eyebrows up, kind of like up or at like a little bit of an angle. And then you go at the top and you kind of go like this and follow your natural like brow line. Oh, dang, of course they want to cooperate today because I'm on camera. Some days I just like cannot get it right and have to try it over and over and over again. That's why I say I have a love-hate relationship with my eyebrows, because they really know how to get me. That one isn't bad either. Dang, okay. So they look better, right? They just look more like natural, and I don't know, they just look like crisper. But then afterwards I go in and I use the pencil again and kind of fill in any spots that need to be filled in if the gel kind of like picked up too much. If you are rage quitting over your eyebrows like I do a good majority of the time, take a breather, like stop and like move on to something else in your makeup, because then 9 times out of 10 when I like go back, like I'm doing other stuff and then I go back to look at my eyebrows, I'm always like, okay, they aren't as bad as I thought they looked. So sometimes you just need to like not look at them or worry about them, and then you're like, okay, never mind, I'm just like overreacting. But yeah, so I think these are about as good as they're gonna get right now, considering how like just a mess they are since they're growing out and look kind of weird. So next we got good old eyelash curler, and I use the Maybelline Line Express for eyeliner. This is like tiny, I need to buy a new one. I always said I would never be a pencil person, but now I understand why people use them, because you can like get the precision that I want, and like eyeliner is like my thing. It's like one of my staples, like I can't not wear it. So basically what I do is really simple. I start on the inside of the eye and I go outside, or I try to do like thin on the inside and like bigger towards the outside. Boom. And then one new thing that I started doing too, that I feel like helps just define the lash line a little bit, is I just take it very lightly and go underneath my eye like that, and then I take the other part, it's like a smudger I guess, and just smudge it out. Next, mascara. I use this very basic CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. Fairly basic when it comes to mascara. Boom. And then sometimes I have this little brush, I think it's from e.l.f. Yeah. Dude, e.l.f. comes in clutch with like random tools and stuff. Like I don't use a whole lot of their like actual makeup products, but they're random like lash gel, or the brow gel, and like this, and they had like a couple other things I use. I don't know, it's pretty nifty though. But I'll use this little small part to kind of go through if my lashes are a little bit like clumpy, and sort of help separate them out. Works pretty well. Finally, another thing for us oily skin people, I use the NYX Professional Makeup Matte Finish Setting Spray. And this seriously is like a game changer for me too, just because like you just spray it on and it just like holds your makeup on all day. Like this is like what I've been looking for, like something that keeps the makeup on all day. I don't have to reapply throughout the day because I'm a very like fairly low maintenance person. So if I have to do like high maintenance with makeup or hair or anything like that, like it's just not gonna work for me. So having products like this and different things like that is like exactly what I'm going for. So yeah, so this is my finished makeup look. Hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. I'm going to be coming out with weekly videos, and if there's anything that you want me to post, comment down below and let me know. And if you have any makeup tips, dear God, please let me know. I still consider myself a newbie even though I know some tips and tricks, but I would love to hear your critiques and advice and everything like that, because girl, we all need help in this world. So thank you guys so much. I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.